I am back with some campaign play. Well, let's actually get playing here. And last episode was the first attempt at a. I think cinematic is a bit too generous, but that's what it was. Battle, and so that took place down here. Oh, are you are you kidding me? Hampton's Division. I think I left them out here in Kentucky, didn't I? I do not remember. Yeah, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. Let's see, we got 11, and we'll say 5, so that gives us 16,000. They have 19. And 7 is 26,000. They have 240 cannon. I don't know. I feel like we'll try to avoid that fight if we can. And I guess Johnston can kind of see. We got to move by land. Yeah, no river movement. And the reason is I think there is still a Union Navy. Even though I control these, apparently I can't see what's on the river between them. But I believe that there's a Union flotilla there, and they do quite a bit of work. Where are we going here? Do I know where I'm? Oh, I've stopped moving. Yeah, I don't want to. Not ready to stop moving. We got to keep falling back here. Actually, I forgot about this. But you know what? We'll still continue with that plan. And I'll also mention that what has happened between the last video and this one is, come on, we're not going to move by sea. We know that. Is that 1.07 dropped on the development patch, which means a new and improved AI. The reports are mixed. I think it dropped yesterday, and the reports are, some say, it's sometimes better on the battle map. Some say it's better on the campaign map, but do passive in battle? I have no idea. I'm sure they're all right. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It sometimes feels like, and I know we actually literally are playing different versions of the game sometimes. If you're not on the development patch, and you're just on the standard patch, then we actually are usually playing different versions of the game. But for people who are on the same patch number, it just feels like they have different experiences with this game. There are problems. It's usually problems that other people have had and reported for well over a year that I've never experienced. Here, I guess we'll speed this up a little bit. And I never get them, and I'm not really complaining. If that sounded like a complaint, it wasn't meant to. Now I would be interested. Okay, I don't want them scouting because I think when you scout, it increases your arrival time on the battlefield. And so I'm gonna see what happens if I creep these guys up. I guess probably the better way to do that would just put them over here, and then creep Lee over. And we'll see, because that 33rd Army is not a problem if it's just 7,500 men. Okay, the Army of Tennessee made great time, I think. Sure, we'll put you at the double. Tell the tape if you don't remember. I haven't moved to Washington. I don't know how I got up to 163,000. I feel like I had 6,000 less troops. I haven't tried to recruit anyone to anything, but there you have it. The war is 51-0. Casualties are nearly 4-1 for the entirety of the war. Economy, I'm still behind, and that's not really that surprising, but we can see that the economies are almost the same size. I mean, compared to the differences that used to exist, and again, remember your right-hand scale, so you're comparing like things, but it's pretty close. Our wealth initially plummeted and that was when I came in with a different patch, and it's slowly recovered since then. I don't know. Go figure is my only response. Now, if this is Lee with 20,000, I might actually just take this fight straight up. But apparently these guys have moved too slowly. So I think it's going to be the Army of Tennessee's problems. The downside of this is the one that... Okay. You know what? This is a good reason to rotate them out of there. As if I needed one, but now I really have one. I think we're going to move them over there. Makes it a little bit harder to support Cairo, but whatever. Stanley's Raiders are somewhere up here. The reconstituted Stanley's Raiders, because I'm pretty sure I eventually caught up with them and whooped them sometime in 62, because they did go on several raids and caused a lot of damage. So, all right, that is that. In terms of economy, I mean, I was looking at some of the things in the sliders here. The problem is when you read the economy report, it's like, all right, so we don't have enough rice, we don't have enough locomotives. All right, I'm not gonna fight that one. I may lose, but I'm kind of assuming that I'll win. But if I lose, whatever. The AI needed a win. Yeah, I mean, you look at this and it makes it seem like you've got every problem and its brother, and those are real shortages. It's just weird when you switch some of the filters. So I find this one kind of useful, the shortages and oversupply one. I mean, Tennessee looks like it is just living in the end times here and has absolutely nothing at all. I wonder how much of that is a product of supplies going up to the supply depots and stuff like that, either in Illinois or northern Kentucky. I don't know. I think it is part of it. But yeah, Tennessee looks like a wasteland. I don't know that it is that bad. And while... let me try to stay on one topic at a time. Somebody asked about like where to put farms and other things, and I said, you know, like I haven't done this video because I don't really know. I mean, there are a couple areas where it says, well, I guess that's not one, but I think Tennessee was actually missing crops, and so they're missing it. Yeah, some other places, and yet if you switch them to the fertility, actually Kentucky and Tennessee are pretty decent for crops, and I haven't really built anything. So one of my ideas would be to just build farms and other things here, right? Plantations isn't going to solve what people need to eat, but that is an idea. But they are about, how much are they? They're not cheap, and you know, I'm going with their recommendation, which is that farms you don't need. It's not even one dot of priority, whereas foundries, making it sound like industry is absolutely in the worst shape ever. I kind of understand why. I think we do have some flour shortage, but I digress. But when I turn to this, I'm like, all right, coffee, flour, food, leather, maybe. I guess some of the other things are factory related, but you know, when it actually comes to the war, it's infantry, small arms, and ammunition. Even though we're not producing enough gunpowder, everybody seems kind of okay. So I haven't really felt the need to do more than I've already done when it comes to the economy. And because of the cost, I mean, right now I've got the deficit down to 150 million a year. My army upkeep costs are really low, and so I've pretty much eliminated. I guess I could eliminate a little bit more the subsidies to the military, because a lot of the ones that are left. So if we just clicked off these other ones here and just look at what the military can give, the military isn't really the problem. I don't feel like it's a problem. This is one of the ones I would do. Civil order would make sense. But I don't intend to build up the Navy. Confederate rifles, I already had the legacy ones, so and those I think are better than the regular Confederate rifles, so I'm not doing that. Military railroad is interesting, and it's one of the ones I'm also thinking about. Military education, I don't think it's worth it. It seems so expensive because you have to go through each level just to be able to build a military academy in a new state. The benefits don't seem worth it, and so I'm not going to. repeating rifles, I already have a gunpowder problem. I'm not looking to lose ammunition. Rifled artillery, I got parrots. I don't see the point. Sharps rifles, my cavalry have medium range carbines, and my infantry don't need it. Training manuals are something I'm thinking about, but the problem is we're into the third year of the war. A lot of these units' training levels are good or very good, and so this isn't going to have all that much. Trade warfare is probably the one I might go pretty hard in the paint for, because there's so little else I like at this stage in the game. I guess. Why can't we click on diplomacy? Is that? Oh, I guess I have to click all. I don't know. Okay, we'll get rid of that. But anyways, that's kind of why I'm not going crazy on industry. I think agriculture is also probably too high, but I'm thinking about upgrading some farms that already exist, or maybe actually building a few, and then taking a look at the examples. And then, of course, I've maxed out industry because I could use railroads. I could upgrade some facilities, some factories. I could build factories where they don't exist. There's quite a bit that can be done with those industry subsidies. And I think, as usual for me, so the politics I have here just because I have the extra policies, but even in the policy tree, I'm looking through this and I'm like, I don't see why I need this. I mean, the cost of these policies don't really seem to be worth it. I mean, conscription, I'll see what I need, but yeah, I got 250,000 volunteers, 300,000 draftees in reserve if I want them. I don't have to pay for them. And I don't want to take them out of the economy and do all these other things, because the economy is still... It basically has gone not very far since November of '62, so 6 months. The only thing is that in relative terms, the Union is kind of falling to my level because of whatever they're doing wrong. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing wrong. They don't have big numbers in the field. They barely have more than I do. So I'm not sure what that's about. And while there is a lot of stuff you can do to fiddle with the economy, I always feel like the economy just needs to be good enough. Doesn't have to be great. I think we're going to move price up here. He's got 12,000. That should be more than enough to do what I want him to do. But I never really trust my intelligence reports. So we're going to move them there. The Western Army would be the one that probably would hop into Cairo if we wanted to work on that. I'll keep Beauregard marching around. I think his army is one of the ones that could actually use some encampment because, yeah, they're good on training, but they're not very good. They're not excellent, anything like that. So maybe some time not moving would serve them well. Prices, I think, figured prominently in the last battle, and so it's not really surprising that they're very good. A glorious victory. I don't know how many days that took. And basically, I don't understand why the auto-resolve casualties are so low in this game. They are. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. But they are low. Alright. So they're over there. Apparently, this force the Union has is impervious to lots of stuff. But we are going to try to force a fight over there because I think I'll have a numbers advantage. We have northeastern Virginia. That's oddly specific, don't you think? But we're going to move Johnston up to meet them. Yeah, and so I think other than just to experiment with the economy a little bit and see what the result is of selecting different policies or building different buildings, I'm kind of content to just let it run. I think the developers in improving the balance by really forcing you to, like, you have to really want something in order to kind of pay for it now. How bad is prices, supply? See, it's not bad. It shows that they're, skull and crossbones, but they're just missing a little bit of ammunition. So it might be some hyperbole there. I don't think we can accuse Price at this point in the war of not wanting to fight, though. You can do that, but I don't really want to do that. I want to see if I can find Stanley. Oh, I found them. All right, they're up here. I'm going to send our fleet back down here. We're going to cancel Talk about your cancel culture. There I am, canceling them. We're going to move back to St. Louis, though, because it matters. And, yeah, we're going to go for Evansville because it's, you know, it's a useful buffer zone between Union Territory and ours, just like we hold Cincinnati. I don't know what this is about right here. I can't figure this out. I guess maybe because they're at sea? I don't know. Do I have to go to sea to get these guys to fight? You know what? I'm going to take this one. The thing is, I still want to try the cinematic style, so I gotta mute myself. That is easy enough to do. I don't know how I'm going to post this. I'm going to try to carve out the cinematic stuff. I guess I'll just put a timestamp in. I will forget all of this. I'm certain of it by the time it comes to actually getting around to do it. But yeah, while the first attempt at a kind of quasi-cinematic is still fresh in my mind, and the things I would do different, I'm going to try to apply them here. And we'll find out, without my in-game commentary, what I think about it. So, folks, unless it's in a clip of War of Rights, you shouldn't be hearing from me too soon. Oh, it's the Winchester map. I kind of like this map. I got to attack. I can live with that. All right, let me go mute myself. All right, we'll see how this goes. But if I patch this all together correctly, then I should have carved out that battle of... kind of a battle of Winchester. Let's see if it, yeah. So anyways, I'm back on the campaign map, and nobody's any the wiser, but it took place... yeah, so it made sense. Are you kidding me? That was on the Winchester map. Let's see. I'm going to have 36,000. They're going to have 26,000. You know, I don't know if I trust the AI to do this right. Yeah, we'll go with start her. And if the AI totally screws that up, we'll go back and fight it. But otherwise, we'll wait and see. It may be the case that since this was a campaign in progress, maybe the new and improved AI won't kick in until I start a new campaign. But that's, yeah, I've had too many other campaigns go like that. You just don't quite get to the end, and then it's like they change it up, and yeah, it's not fun. All right, let's see what they can do, and we'll speed things up. But anyways, I was droning on about the economy here, and again, 29,000. Famous last words, but we shouldn't lose that. Army of the North. Whoa. Okay, so that was them, I guess, losing. Army of Pennsylvania. What is going on now? Army of North. So I got 15,000 under Johnston, and I'm looking at 32,000. As much as the next guy, I love a fair fight, but I also would prefer to win, so we'll try something like that. Let's see where we go from here. Probably doesn't help that 10% of Johnson's forces disabled, so we'll deal with that. Can't remember what I was waiting for here. I think I'm collecting a whole bunch of subsidies, and then I'm mulling over what it is I'm going to do with those subsidies, because I'm really not sure. Whoa. Army of the Potomac is a little out of place. Not sure why so many of my units are routed. The AI must be really giving itself a run for its money. Army of the Frontiers up to some shenanigans over here. Jeez, now what is it? So now it's 22,000 of them against 32,000. Again, probably should win that. Hey, where's my fleet? My fleet. Squadron, I think, is definitely more appropriate. Can I not order this while this... Okay. I'll assume that they can do good enough. Alright, let's order this squadron. Alright, there's a big push going on over here. So... we'll dump those guys there. Disaster at Marietta Bridge. Oh. So we did lose that. I know I said I was going to go back and fight it, but I don't feel like it. It just shows me that now I gotta manually fight everything because the AI is pumped about its abilities, which I don't think really exist. All right, we're gonna bring them over there. Oh, okay, I see. So the new and improved AI is apparently when you go into auto resolves that you should win and have won in the past, you lose them. So you got to fight more battles in which you overwhelm the AI. All right, I guess that's... it's understandable. I don't know if it's great, but Army of the Tennessee, all 7,500 of them. All right. Western Army has decided it did not like my idea. No offense taken. Alright, we'll cautiously move Beauregard up. Move them... Yeah, all that's good. Alright. Army of the Potomac. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Well, if I have other auto resolves, I should expect to lose this one too, so... Alright, fine. I'm a little surprised the morale of my armies is lower than theirs, given that... Well, you know, given the war. Not too sure about that one. I guess I could find out why. Right? So we just hover over this and it tells us... Check the status symbols on the unit panel. I don't know, they're probably complaining about their leaders, and it's probably Jackson. It always is. Alright. No, don't do that. Whoa, we got one. Alright. Yeah, so now we really don't need to go that away. But yeah, Johnston needs to probably try to get his guys near a hospital, but I don't know if we have any. Oh, I forgot the Army of the Tennessee was here. Alright, then we'll move them. And I guess hopefully it's not too close to that fleet that's been menacing Covington and Cincinnati. Alright, they're retreating. Let's see if they need it. Yeah, they do. They need to keep falling back, actually. Army of Iowa, Army of the Susquehanna. What? McCullough? No, that's... What are you doing to me here? Yeah, just go there. Oh, okay. Those guys are in over there. Alright. I think I figured it out. We'll eventually get St. Louis back, but all that we're doing now is kind of emptying the supply depots of the other side and then paying to restock it once we retake it. So. You know what? Do not. Yeah, I think we need to advance against the Army of Northeastern Virginia. So we'll do that. check in on the finances. Okay, the Western Army's almost done. What do we got over here? Army of the Borders, 20,000. That's basically 30,000. 30. That's basically 40,000. We got like 35,000. Yeah. I mean, as long as those numbers are pretty close to accurate, I think that's alright. I'm going to take them off of scouting so that they arrive hopefully on time. Think of the other armies that I have. Alright, they say 100% supply. I don't know if that's true. But I think we're going to try to send one of them by rail over to here. You know what? I do not like the movement, whatever movement pattern that is. I don't really like it. Alright. Hampton's division is here. They're waiting, yeah, somewhere for Albert City Johnston to show up. I mean, if there's nothing else going on here, I may actually send Lee back. Because there's nothing else for him to do here. Ooh, it's an additional 20,000 man army I did not see. Yeah, it is. Well, hopefully they're not going to show up, but I think they will. Alright. What are we looking at? 35,000 of us versus about the same number of them. Alright, we got to fight that. And, yeah, I'm going to try to do it again. We'll see with what success without too much commentary here. Alright, well, I think that's going to be that, but I think that video may also get carved out as well for its kind of own attempt at a cinematic video. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to present all this. I know what I've done, but yeah, I'm not really sure about what the presentation is going to look like. So we still got this over here, which we now know about. Having done fairly well, I mean, problem is those weren't the big forces, right? The big forces are up here, 18,000. It's 37,000. It's 40,000. And what do we got? 15, 20. It puts this outnumbered by about 5,000. But if these rally, the odds are going to get much taller very, very quickly. So, right over here, we should be grabbing some resupply. Well, at some point, makes it seem like they're telling me the provisions are coming all the way from up here, which just might be true, but it makes no sense. There was, if I recall, there was a second army out here. Oh, and it hasn't moved. Well, the original plan was to send them up to Louisville because there's a ton of supply. So we'll make sure that gets done. Bring this down. Man, the morale of my armies is just absolutely tanking. Does not make any sense. And they're mostly fighting. I understand that these are exceptions, but I don't... How bad is their morale? Yeah, unhappy. That's fine if you're unhappy, but it's a little hard to believe that an army that's winning this much is really, really that unhappy. Try losing some battles and then see how much happier they feel. Alright, so Johnston's gonna go over there. Magruder's gonna walk up like he might do something. Try to get Johnston, though he's got a lot of wounded. We're gonna try to get him in. Do something there. I'd still like to micromanage the economy a bit here, you know, really improve it, because it is just, it's almost literally a flat line going back. So this is May. I mean, it's been going on for a while, and again, it doesn't, I don't know, it's low interest rate, right? The interest costs on, what do I have? $700 million in debt is $23 million. It's not a big deal. Army upkeep shot up. I wonder. It's the supply depot costs have just really went up. And I think that's because there was some armies that ran out of supply and other things there. Alright, it seems like this army is getting pushed back. That's great. Fine. But I'd still kind of like to run through some of these subsidies just to see what... Whoa! I don't think these flags were like this before. Were they? Did I really miss something? Entirely possible. Alright. You know, I'm not going further in. I mean, that's how you lose 2 armies you don't need to lose. Send them back to Cairo. We send New Orleans squadron around over here to take a peek. See if Johnston, Longstreet, not Johnston. He's getting some of his supplies back. Price, I don't know if I can say the same for, yeah, you're getting some of them back. Alright, the morale of both of our armies is recovering for whatever reason, or whatever. Oops, that's not what I wanted to press. When I've done this before, the state absolutely hated me for the rest of the game. And I bet supporting is only at 90% right now. I think it was like 92 or something, a little bit earlier. All right, I really just wanted to do was unscout them, and then send them in against 18,000, 16,000. I think that's about what we're looking at. Yeah, it's close to even odds. All right, we'll trickle them forward. What is going on over here? Have we pushed this army out yet? Just cross. All right, it's Johnston. Can I click? I don't know what the solution is to these icons that sometimes get in the way of clicking on other icons. But I do want to spend money on... A unit has been... What on earth? Alright, so that's the one over here on the right. You, I'm trying to get to stop. I don't think that's going to work. I have no idea what happened there with Magruder retreating. How would you like your intelligence to be rated minimal? It's rough. How far are we retreating? Alright, you're waiting in order. Here's an order. Alright. Okay, we've kind of left Illinois to its inhabitants. For the most part. Except for Cairo. I don't know how they didn't take St. Louis when they had an army in there. It's a bit odd. Farm mechanization. I don't even know if I would do that again. Yeah. It's just 538 days. It's like... Huh, I mean, it is a year and a half, and it's like, that's almost 1865 at that point, which is fine, but I think this is something, if I were playing much earlier, it might be worth doing. And if I went really hard in the paint on other things, sinking railroad costs down, I think it would make a lot of sense. But right now, not sure that it is. How much to upgrade? So basically all my subsidies to upgrade that. Glorious victory. It actually was. They actually did a pretty good job. We got 169 killed. They had 800 killed. That's probably better than I would have done. Alright, so we've thrown them back across. Or I think they're going to end up across. I think we're going to sneak over to Frederick and take that. Johnston might stay put until he can get his readiness back. Alright, they're both here. Let's try this again, Hampton, and just see what happens. I have no idea what's going on. No, just withdraw. Something is wrong there with Hampton. He does not want to take a fight. So we're gonna have to move him, like, he's gonna have to be the reserve, and Johnston's gonna have to be the lead. That's fine. Come on, get there. They're still retreating? Alright. Good for them. Alright, we'll move them there. Keep them there. Oh boy. That's what happens when we're not looking at the right screen, I guess. 15,000 against 48,000. I'd love to. Another time. And we'll send the squadron down here to see if we can cut that off. The Western Army down here. Where are these guys going? Looks like the wrong direction. That's promising. Alright. We should be all... yeah, pretty much all set there. And Price, it's the same story, so you're pretty much all set. Okie dokie. Alright, because I saw earlier that we needed... wait, I think we still need crops. Is that still the case? Production and demand, shortages and oversupply. That's what I want to know. Oh, I guess they're down in Tennessee. For whatever reason, not in Kentucky? Okay. Apparently they want some coal. And I think this is also supposed to be an area where... yeah, it's got high fertility. It just doesn't have the crops. Alright. So that would seem to me... how do I do this? Prove. Pre-level sold goods, very cheap. Price level of sold goods is very cheap. Price level of pre-goods is also very cheap. Price level, very cheap, very cheap. Price level sold is medium. Price level of pre-goods are above average. I don't think you want that. Right, you want pre-goods to be cheap, right? And what you sold is a little bit higher. I think that's okay. I mean, I guess we will see. Fertility for crops. Alright, we did one here. Looks really fertile up here. Oh no, we're out of... well, I guess that'll be the only one of that. On the... where is it? I just don't know what to spend on industry. I know they want factories and stuff, but it's transport. Yeah, we kind of already know about that. Trade, support, supply. What's all this? All right. What are they trying to tell me I need? Factories. Oh. How is food made in factories? Right? Does that make sense to people? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Shortages. That is a lot of salt. Coal, 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 coal. Seem to have no shortage of coal. It just looks like it's crops. I mean, it looks kind of... Well, I guess it's not that fertile in there. Seeing a shortage over there on the coast. Yeah, it's probably because they're doing other things with that. And that's the farm I built. So I wonder if that pending construction just reversed all... Because right, there's nothing but red. Was that over here? There was nothing but red. Was it Kentucky? Gold, flour, wool. I don't know. I gotta spend more time on it. Probably off camera to figure it out. I say that, but then I won't actually do it. Yeah, actually, maybe just stay there. 16 and 20. I don't care about those battle monuments. I thought they were turned off. Removing political opponents. Huh. Okay, we'll send Johnson out first, followed by MacGruber. All right, I think we have better uses for Lee. Skills are required elsewhere. Oops, I forgot to send these guys up. They've probably been languishing on the... Yeah, they are running out of supply. Oops. I do still want to think about how to... We got crops in it. There are no other farms here? Okay, something ain't right. There's no way. Oh, maybe there is. I mean, if I make it out in Texas, I don't know how it's going to get to the... So it's pretty much Kentucky, in and around Louisville. And then, yeah, the Shenandoah Valley. And I guess there is this semi-fertile area. But, as we just saw, I don't really have the... probably the other stuff to do it. So I wonder... I know there's industrial stuff over here. I think Catherine Fern... Yeah, that's right. You know, this had some problem before, but wanted me to do something with it. So it's got consumption, production. Right? Iron ore and copper ore comes in. Iron goes out. Bronze goes out. Okay. And to upgrade. I mean, it's actually doing all right. Where's my... check the company. Farms in Missouri, Shenandoah Mills in Virginia, and then farms in Kentucky and... Where was this one in Kentucky? It just says farms in Kentucky. Oh, of course. Was it? No. And in what world is that controlled by the Union? It's probably because of that. It's probably because of Evansville, but still. Ironworks. How much would this be? It's fairly cheap. Coal is already over there. That's fine. I really hope they stay on the land, because I think if they try to go in the river, they're going to get blasted out. Are you kidding me? Here. Deploy to defend. Stop. Now, Magruder, get in there. Stop being such a coward. I don't know what his problem is. Come on. Join the fun. There you are. Alright. Now, I don't care about your supply depot. Are you kidding me? I'll get in there and I'll fight it. So that means I'm yet again pausing to go ahead and try to get this done. So, be back when I get back.